Good morning, everybody. I don't know why I sang that. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Today we're taking a look at the game between Evil Geniuses and Cloud9 for the Dota Pit League Season 3. This game seemed somewhat interesting. Actually, the main issue I had while picking a game was that, this one lasts an entirety of 12 minutes. This one lasts an entirety of 17 minutes, and this one lasts an entirety of 22 minutes. So I felt like we were just gonna go with the one that's not super fucking short. That just seemed like a great idea. And this is the one we ended up with. So let's just go ahead and see how it goes down. Now, if you guys want to see like one of those storms though, like just let me know. Right? We can totally do that. We can maybe even do 2 in one video, if you feel like it. But for the time being, we're just gonna go ahead and take a look at this game. Seems pretty interesting. I mean, we got Evil Geniuses, arguably the best team in the world right now. Absolutely fantastic lineup. And then we also got Cloud9, which is okay. I don't know. Cloud9, they got their ups and downs, don't they? They are really good, don't get me wrong. But sometimes they just make a few things happen that I'm like, yeah, you maybe probably shouldn't have done that. You know, I'm just saying that was likely a terrible play, but that's okay, right? Because you're Cloud9. You're allowed to do that. Anyway. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the picks, shall we? We got a Clockwork, Enigma, Witch Doctor, and Queen of Pain for Evil Geniuses. They kind of lack like a true carry-ish hero. Oh, there we go, Medusa. And on the other side, we got IO, Tiny, Beastmaster, and Bane. It's actually interesting. They could go for another side laner, right? Then just have IO, Tiny mid, Beastmaster offlane, and Bane with, I don't know who. Maybe a Razor or something in the safe lane. They could also have Tiny in the safe lane, right? And then IO Bane supports and then put somebody else in the mid. So I'm guessing it's going to be either mid or another carry-ish kind of hero. But we're going to see about that. Now, I'm actually very surprised to not see Timbersaw this game. Because, IO, Tiny, and Beastmaster are all strength heroes. And Bane is super fucking squishy. I feel like a Timbersaw would be able to actually make a few things happen for Evil Geniuses. But, I guess they didn't want to go with that. You know, Medusa is fine. And the cool thing about Medusa is that she really is actually pretty good against Tiny. Since Tiny likes just sitting in front and punching people. And Medusa has an ultimate that is literally like, no, you don't. You stop punching people right now. And that's really neat, right? That is kind of awesome. So, I think the Medusa pick is nice, but the problem with it is they're gonna have to take it to the late game. Evil Genius doesn't really have another game plan here, right? They need to stall, they need to play the slow, and they need to take it to the late game. Now, Lina is something I did not expect. That's interesting. I actually don't know what to think about that. So that's probably going to end up being a mid laner. I don't think it's going to be a safe lane farming laner. That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So mid laner, probably going up against either the Queen of Pain or the Medusa. Probably the Queen of Pain, right? Yeah, there we go. Sumail already picked her. So I expect it to be the Queen of Pain. I don't see Lina winning that matchup. I don't like Lina. Let me be completely honest with you. I don't think Lina is a very good mid hero. A lot of people think that she can actually make some decent things happen. She isn't that terrible, and I guess so, right? She isn't that bad. But she has the issue of being really easy to kill, right? A hero like Queen of Pain isn't that easy to take down because she can slow you, and most importantly, she can just blink away. Lina doesn't have the luxury. And actually, another really important aspect of most mid heroes, and I don't even know the values for this, but most mid heroes have good armor, because armor matters. Lina has one, the Queen of Pain has also one. Okay, I guess I was wrong about that. So Queen of Pain mostly relies on her blink. But I'm just, I'm just a little worried about the Lina. I don't think she's gonna do that well. Since Queen of Pain is a very strong hero. She can deal a lot of damage. She can be very dangerous really quickly. And I don't think I can say the same things about Lina. Now, Bone 7 actually going into the mid lane, and he got himself 3 iron branches on top of a null talisman. So this is a little obscure, honestly. No regen coming out from him at all. None. I don't know what's that trying to tell us, because he does need regen, right? Like, even if you just see these 2 tangos on the meteors, you do need those 2 tangos, right? That's actually, in my opinion, the minimum of what you can make work. Because you do need regen. If you don't have any regen, you're just not going to be able to harass. And if you can't harass, then you can't fight. And if you can't fight, then you're not going to win the mid lane. And
30 seconds to shoot.
Not having anything is a little weird. Now, he's also sitting up at the top. I don't know how these lanes are actually going to end up. Fata currently sitting at the bottom rune, actually. So maybe they're going to go for some aggressive tri-lane. I guess then the lack of regen could make kind of a little bit of sense, but even then, no. No Tail, of course, he's just rushing the bottle, right? You just want the bottle on IO as soon as you can get it, because it is absolutely fantastic. Tiny is camping the mid. So we're probably going to see the Tiny in the mid, actually. And maybe it's going to be a Lina Bane up top with a safe lane Beastmaster. I did not expect this whatsoever. And actually something that I think is a little weird as well is that EG just gave up both bounty runes, right? If you take a look at this, yeah, difference in team network. You see that? Like, they are already ahead just because of that. It's a little weird, right, to think about that. But they just got both bounties. That's actually a rather big deal. And as you can see, Cloud9 gave the bounty at the top to No Tail, actually, on the IO, so he can get his bottle started immediately. At the top lane, we're going to see Bone 7 and Misery go up against Fear and PPD. Now, this is a very conventional lane. You know, something like Medusa and Witch Doctor. We have seen this before, right? This is nothing new. But it is definitely not conventional to have him go up against a Lina Bane lane. Oh, nice stun coming out. Bone 7 is going to take quite a bit of damage. And considering he doesn't have any regen, this damage is here to stay. I really don't agree with that. If you're gonna go mid, I can kind of see this, right? I can see why this would work. Also, holy shit, these guys are diving deep already. But if you're going mid, I can see this work. But okay, I get it. Because you got some leeway there. You can play it really, really safe. Actually, we should be taking a look at the mid lane. These two are going in like bonkers. But I can see that working, right? I can see you just sitting in the mid, you know, going back and forth a little bit, playing it really safe. And Lina does have the highest base attack range in the game, right? Of course, Sniper's gonna have more range, and Bone 7 is dead. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is about. It's just terrible play. Look, seriously, I would have played better than him right there. That was just awful. He got 3 TPs now. Still no regen, by the way, and he doesn't have money for regen either. So he's gotta come back into the lane without any healing again. And this is just... What is this? Bone 7. Scrubbity, max scrubbity. Like, what the fuck? That's terrible. Oh well. But, you know, again, in the mid lane, I can maybe see this work. I can see why. And I can see how. Because if you think about it, it makes a little bit of sense, right? Like, okay, you know what? I just sit back, I've got a long range. I'm just never gonna take damage. And you can make that happen in the mid, right? If you're not playing against Sumaya. It's not gonna happen in the side lane though. It's just not. Misery also out of regen. These two are just fucked. Right, I have no better ways to put it, but Misery and Bone 7 at this top lane are fucked. And they need to change this up immediately, because they're not gonna be doing well here at all. Now, they do actually have a decent combo going on, right? They got the sleep, into the brain sap, into the Lina stun, into the what's it called? Dragon Slave, right? That is a lot of boost. That's scary. But you still can't fight. You just can't, because you're gonna die, right? You either need to immediately kill PPD, because you won't be able to kill Fear. He's got the mana shield. It's just not gonna happen. Or you're just not gonna be able to fight. You're gonna die every single time. PPD runs into Misery. Misery, you know, he's just gonna take this fight. He's fine with this. But Maledict coming out, the stun on top of it. Fear sneaking in from the back. He's looking for this one. And Misery's dead. Likely. No, actually, not. No. Okay, so he's gonna be fine for the time being. Went in a bit deep though, and oh, he's gonna run into the Bane. Io also coming in. We Enigma. I don't actually know how to say that name. It's not even that bad of a name. I just don't know how to say it. But No Tail and Misery run into the Enigma and take him down. So I guess this kind of worked out, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't what they had in mind to begin with. Queen of Pain now got her bottle. Took her quite a while, but she's going up against one of the hardest lanes in the mid that you can go up against. Right? This is so difficult. I hate playing against this. And I've only played against it like once or twice, because it's not easy to play either. So the tiny IO lane is really... It's tough to play, and it's even more difficult to go up against. It's just impossible. Now, Tiny running in, he's got the toss, he's got the avalanche, and down goes Sumail. I hope he bought his bottle. Yeah, he did buy his bottle, he even got himself a TP. So, it's not actually too big of a deal, apart from the Tiny getting even more money. Now, of course, we all saw what Sumail did at the Oriental. But he just, you know, he had the worst early game you could imagine. And then just bounced back immediately and destroyed the opposition. So, let's actually go ahead and skip through this. You know, this is the upside of not doing this live. Certainly an upside of not doing it live, but he just bounced back into the game with a Storm Spirit. I believe got one of the earliest Bloodstones ever seen in competitive Dota. So it's actually, you know, actually really cool to have that in mind, right? That Sumail can actually bounce back, even though he's doing horribly right now. And honestly, you can't blame him for not doing well in this lane, because this is not a lane you do well in. There's no hero, none. It just doesn't exist. Maybe except for Viper. I can see Viper doing okay, but okay being he isn't doing horrible, right? Now, Bone 7 and Misery, they are still up top. Bone 7 now managed to grab himself a bottle. And actually, I'm very surprised that they did not end up dying some more. Honestly, PPD might get slapped right here. Bane got the boots, and Bane actually got very high base movement speed. Not gonna be enough, though. And Fear isn't actually doing that great. Like, he's got 22 last hits. It's not awful, right? But it's not what you're looking for. And actually, at the meantime, we have Beastmaster taken down by Universe and Sumail. Sorry, missed that one, but let me be completely honest. Very unlikely that that was an interesting kill. It's still a big deal, right? They are able to take that one, and it's gonna help Sumail a lot. And that will not help Sumail at all. Down he goes. Another kill for the Tiny. And he already got 1500 saved up on top of his power threats. So he's looking really good. And it's gonna be interesting to see what he goes for. Some Tinies like rushing the Aghanim's. Other Tinies, they go for maybe drums first, maybe Mask of Madness. God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but what can I do? Right. Yeah, I need 1 second. Just watch these guys farm the camp. This is very important, by the way. Like, the fact that they are stacking, right? This differentiates the really good teams from the good teams. Okay. I'm really sorry about this, and we missed another kill at the bottom. Gonna scroll back for that one, because that actually looked kind of cool, but here we go. We got Fata just being frozen because I scrolled back in the game. Again, I'm very sorry about that, but what can I do, right? Like, I can't fix my health. If I could, I would. Anyway. So, Sumail, you know, just bursts him down, uses the big ultimate. I actually think that's a very good play. This ultimate is super fucking powerful, right? It's one of the best in the game. Frankly, it is the reason why you pick Queen of Pain. It is all about that ultimate. And the fact that you skill it early, right? You get it at level 6, and then you use it at 6, and then you usually don't get to use it that often. It's just not that great. I mean, it's just like, I really want to use it because it's so good, but I don't get to because I don't have good targets. So just the fact that he's ganking and being active with that and keeping it on cooldown, I think is very important. Now Note grabbed himself a haste rune for the mid, and Tiny is just out of control. He got himself a blink dagger. So that was actually what I was about to say. Sometimes like to get that first. Now the thing about the blink dagger, this is actually a very old school playstyle, right? Back in the day, this is what Tiny used to be about. You got the Q, you got the W, and then you got yourself a blink dagger, and you just jumped around and picked people off like that, right? And then you just murder them because you're tiny. You deal a lot of damage. In case you aren't aware of this, if you chain the toss and the avalanche on top of each other, one of them, I believe, the avalanche triggers twice. Wait. I don't know. I believe the avalanche triggers twice. Or is it the toss? Yes! Yes, the avalanche it is. So, you do deal twice the damage from the avalanche, which is an additional 300. Which leads to a 900 damage combo at level 9, I guess, more like at level 8, right? At level 9 you also have the ultimate, and then the toss deals 20% extra damage, actually it's 35 now. So that's a double, you know, it's about, I don't know, 1100 damage combo. You deal, like, mathematically, like, what you actually deal is more like 800, right? If you get a few more hits in, it's 1000. Early on, that is more than enough to kill pretty much anyone, right? It's an incredible power. It's just insane. And that is really what Tiny used to be all about. And it's actually, I've seen this quite a bit recently, where people go for the blink dagger, you know, and just kind of try to make that happen before anything else. Now, oh! Sumail cleans them up with the big sonic wave. Down gone the... Can't speak. Down go the Bane and the Lena. Beautiful play. Beautiful, beautiful play. And you know, again, keeping it on cooldown. Being as active with it as you possibly can. Meantime, PPD taken down by the Tiny and the Io. You know, I keep catching the tail end of these fights. It's a little bit unfortunate, but let me be honest, this is actually just... It's just not an interesting kill, again, because this is just Tiny jumping in, right, and getting a toss avalanche. And it's insane damage, right? It's super powerful. But it's just, you know, not that interesting because it's always the same. He is in the mid lane. He's gonna jump Suma. He gets very lucky. But not quite enough. Oh, Note, he wants it and he gets it. Takes him down. Fear is around. He wants to take down Note. Might be able to do so. Ooh, really, really close on that snake. Almost had him. And Note goes back to the top lane, dropping really low. He might not be able to make this one. Yup. Enigma takes him down. Bone 7 might be next in line. PPD and IUE chasing him down. The black hole used, and that's gonna do it for Bone 7. Even a Witch Doctor ward on top of it. Probably just a tiny bit of an overkill. Tiny running in. Oh, the mana coming out from Note, and down goes the Enigma. At the very last second. Soma Yukihira manages to get enough mana. And, you know, takes another kill. So Tiny is just out of control, right? You can see his net worth is far beyond anybody else's. And he's just really, really powerful. Super scary hero. Got himself drums, so he's looking to be more active, right? He's not gonna be the farming Tiny. He's not gonna be the Tiny that just sits in the back and, you know, gets his agonyms and then roams through the jungle, through his own jungle, and, you know, just takes down the creep camps and farms a lot. He's not that. No, he's the active kind of Tiny. He's the one that runs in and is ready to fight. And honestly, that is one hell of a scary Tiny. While the other one is super scary in the late game, this one is super scary right now. And the cool thing is, because he's doing so well, he is still topping the net worth, right? Like, how could he have more money than he has right now? Certainly not through farming. Like, that's just not gonna happen, right? So he's locking down enemy heroes, and he's being very and he's getting a lot of money thanks to his aggression. And he will be able to transition into a late game carry as long as he manages to keep this up, right? This is the key, though. Because if he doesn't manage to keep this one up, if he doesn't manage to continue getting kills, then this was just a terrible decision. Now, EG... They are looking to shut him down. Oh, Universe misses the hook shot. Note. He does have a relocate, but what would be the point? Oh, Tiny is actually coming back in. He wants to protect his Wants to protect his eye, and he almost tears himself into the ground. Actually, he kind of does. The blade mail returns all of the damage. Universe. Great reaction times. And Nota, next in line. He could relocate, but again, what's the point? He's just gonna try to maybe deny himself. Not gonna happen. Clockwork takes that kill. And that is a problem, right? The big blade mail. Oh, that was beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And of course, Clockwork is a beefy hero. Clockwork is not the kind of hero that you can just you can expect to take down just through the combo. You need to do a little bit more damage. So, that's actually really bad. And as I mentioned, right, this Tiny needs to keep it up. Because if you think about how much money he spent, right, he's got 2,000 on this. Almost another 2,000 on this. That's basically, like, if you also keep in mind how much money he has at the moment, that would be his Aghanim's. He could have an Aghanim's done right now. And he could be farming. Instead, he decided to be fighting. And if this fighting doesn't work out for him, well, shit. What you gonna do then? Alright. Not that much. No, he's level 11. Level 11, actually pretty important, because now you deal a lot more damage. With both the toss and your hits. So actually the tiny combo, and a lot of people always forget about this, right? But the tiny combo is not just toss plus avalanche. It's jump in, try to get a hit in, right? Hit him, toss avalanche, hit him again. Those two hits matter so much because you hurt really bad. I mean, you're motherfucking tiny, right? Those two hits are really what gets you the kill. And having a second level of the ultimate is of course very important as a result. Note got himself the Tranquils. Nothing too exciting over there. How is the Beastmaster doing? Just rushing. Good old Necrobox. He has level 2 done if he wants it. I don't know why he wouldn't want it, honestly. He should just buy it, honestly. He's reliable gold. Yeah, he doesn't have that much reliable. If he gets killed right here, that's a pretty big deal. Oh, they're gonna go for Universe. And they even have some support coming in. Sumail. Maybe looking to turn this around, but decides that it's probably smarter to not bother. And 103 gold into Sumail's pocket. So it might not actually have been that bad. Meantime, Fear activates his ultimate in fear of Tiny and Io, but they actually relocated in and are now back at the top lane. So, I still expect to see an Aghanims, right? Aghanims on Tiny is just too good to pass up. It is incredible. If you don't get it, you're really, you're screwing up, right? Because it is insanely powerful. It's incredible. And he needs to start working on that now. Again, right? Because he was aggressive early on. And now he needs to get his money that way. Now he's still ahead. But Fear's catching up. And this is really what you have to keep in mind about this game, right? If this game is even, Cloud9 is losing. They don't win this game if they aren't, actively winning it. I know that sounds so obvious, right? But you gotta consider what it means. EG wins late game. So any second Cloud9 isn't winning the game is a second where EG is winning the game. Does that make any sense? I don't know. Probably doesn't. But the point is that I think EG right now are very comfortable with the state of the game, right? They are ever so slightly behind on gold. They are actually a little bit ahead on experience. And if they just keep this going, right? If they keep the status quo for another 20 minutes, they got this in the bag. And they are well aware of that. So they're just not interested in any big fights. They're just fine with, okay, you know what? Like, you do what you want to do. We're gonna try to do what we want to do. And, if this takes long enough, we got it in the bag. So that's just what we're gonna play for. And that is something that Cloud9 needs to work against, right? They need to be aggressive. They need to make this happen somehow. Actually, Misery up here might be in a little bit of trouble. Nah, probably not though. Universe doesn't want to commit. He's now working on a Force Staff, I assume. Tends to be the common item. Oh, he hookshots into the creep army from the Beastmaster. Note, he's got the relocate, gonna pop in a second. Seems we had a bit of a fight down here. Tiny's still around. Oh, he's looking for the Enigma. And Enigma is really beefy, actually. He's not gonna get that kill. Not on his own, at least. Yeah, and he needs to fall back right here. Now, he has quite a bit of money saved up. Again, I very much expect the Aghanims. But this is also... Oh, that this is also an uncommon item build for a Tiny. Right, so we're gonna have to see what he actually goes for.
No breaking through.
God, I'm terrible at this, right? I'm just like yawning and I'm like, sneezing into the microphone. I mean, what do you want me to do? I'm also human. We all have bodily functions and shit. Anyway. So yeah, Tiny gonna go ahead and just start farming up the jungle. This is where having, you know, an Aghanim would be more useful than drums or a Blink Dagger. Actually, I'm not too sure how much I like the drums. I think maybe just going for an Aghanim would have been more useful. Goes for fear, but ultimate used immediately. Gonna chase him away. Actually, Universe maybe looking for a hookshot. Won't be able to get it though. And Tiny is gonna be, you know, just left in the mid lane while Io relocates back to the tower. Nothing too crazy going on here. And this is of course one of the big strengths of Medusa. She has this no button. And I really like that button actually. Like if I'm playing Medusa, that is my favorite button of all the buttons I can push. Because it's just like, I don't want to fight right now. Let's just not. And it's great because it's like, okay, you know what? I guess we're not fighting. And the cool thing about a competitive game like this, right? So in a pub game, if I press my no button, then I might still die. Because, okay, they're gonna get slowed, they're gonna get frozen, whatever. They might just still chase me down afterwards and then kill me. But if you take a look at Fear's positioning, right, he's always right next to a tower. He's always reachable for his team. So if he presses his no button and Cloud9 commits to the kill, well, you can surely expect a whole array of TPs. And I'm pretty sure that Cloud9 doesn't know how to, oh well, doesn't have a way of really dealing with that situation then, because you're already, in a disadvantageous spot because somebody's gonna be frozen. The rest of you is just phasing into weird directions and really can't cast the spells you want to cast, and it's just not working properly, and you're like, this is just not that great. So, you know, I'm sorry. But you know, like, the fact that Fear gets to just play it safe and sit at the towers and continue farming is actually really good for EG. And that's why I think Medusa is actually pretty powerful late game carry. Now, well, that's kind of a silly thing to say, isn't it? Because Medusa is like one of the most powerful heroes if 6 slotted. But the point is, right, like, it's not just about the power of a hero if 6 slotted, right? Like, it's not really that relevant, like, what happens if I give a hero infinite money. What really matters is, how do I get infinite money on that hero? And Medusa does have a pretty safe way of doing so, because she doesn't need to be worried about a whole lot. And you can see right here, he's probably going to go ahead and push down the creep wave and then fall back. Go to a safer spot, right? Go somewhere where he's more accessible for his team. Tiny and Io looking for a relocate, maybe? No, maybe not. Actually, Tiny almost has his Aghanims done. And they're gonna go into the Roshan pit. I like it. That's a really nice play right here. Even using the Necro books. And that Roshan is dropping, and he's dropping quickly. I think they should be able to get this. I'm gonna take a little bit of damage from the Necro book last will. And down he goes. So that's gonna be an Aegis on Tiny, and I also assume a finished Aghanims, though. No, it actually is a finished Aghanims. Oh, but down go the Beastmaster and the Io. Universe traps them both, and then the big Sonic Wave on top of that. Rather fantastic play, actually. And, you know, got the Aghanims done now. So Tiny is gonna really start taking off now. I wonder if he's actually gonna drop the Quelling Blade or drop the TP. Oh, he's gonna go with the TP. Yep. And the thing is, Quelling Blade is actually super fucking amazing. Right, think about what Quelling Blade does. It gives you 32% bonus damage. 32%! That is stupid. 32% is insane. So, you know, sometimes you just don't really need TPs, so you're gonna go ahead and continue carrying your Quelling Blade, hoping for the Aegis to run out sometime soon. 32%. On that eye, what am I saying? Tiny. That's 60 damage. More than 60 damage actually. It's more like 70 actually. That's a relic right there for farming. Seriously? I gotta be kidding me. This item is 225 gold. Casual relic, I suppose, right? Of course, it doesn't apply to heroes, but you still don't want to drop it because you're looking to farm right now. And he's gonna be able to certainly do that. I mean, he's still leading the net worth. And actually something that I think is really cool is that the second spot in the game goes to Sumail on the Queen of Pain. Actually, he's kind of... Well, you know, now the Medusa has it. Because she's currently taking down Ancients. But Sumail, about to finish his Aghanims as well. He had that awful early game and is now doing pretty fantastically. Now... Let me be honest with you, this is something I don't quite understand. Why do people not kill the iron branches? Like, why do they just stay on the ground? You can't just hit it, you know that. Yeah, it might not matter, but what if it does? And it doesn't really take long to hit it, right? Anyway, Enigma gets the black hole immediately roared out of it. We've got the Tiny pounding into their team, takes down Enigma. Sumail, next in line. Toss doesn't connect. He's running. PPD gonna sacrifice himself, and actually Sumail gets stunned up by the Craggy, and down he goes. Triple kill for the Tiny. Pretty big fight. And Cloud9, they are looking to take down this tower now. I mean, it's pretty much a free kill, why wouldn't you? Tiny is just looking so scary. Well, you know, he kind of has to. Probably gonna drop the Quelling Blade sometime soon. No, he's gonna keep it. He likes his Quelling Blade. I mean, it is amazing. It's such a powerful item. But, yeah, he's gonna keep that. I wouldn't be just too surprised to see something like... actually, what would he get here? BKB wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't mind that at all. Maybe something that's a bit more damage orientated. Like he could get an Assault Cuirass. Or Manta Style is pretty good on Tiny too, but... I don't know, man. It's actually a difficult call. I think BKB is really useful here. Right, it blocks a lot, but then again, it doesn't block the black hole. It doesn't block the Medusa Stone Gaze, and it doesn't block the Sonic Wave. And it doesn't block the hookshot, and it doesn't block the... Actually, doesn't block any of the ultimates. So maybe the BKB isn't that great. But then again, right, there's a lot it does block. It's just so difficult. It's a really, really tough call to make. Maybe just the heart, right? Maybe just say, okay, you know what? If I can't go magic immune, or if that doesn't do anything, how about I just go, you know, how about I just go tanky? Meantime, Universe picked off. We've got Fear charging in. Probably a bad idea, actually. Oh, Fata picked off by Sumail. Sumail gonna be able to blink out, but the Fiend's grip! Down he goes. Fear next in line. He's sitting there with his Scotty. He's looking to fight, but he doesn't actually hit for any sort of damage, thanks to the Bane's ability. And, well, Fear next in line. Down he goes. Now, one of the really important aspects of our Cloud9 item progression is actually that Necrobook on the Beastmaster. Necrobook is really good against Medusa because it burns through her mana, right? This is why Anti-Mage is so good against Medusa, right? Because he deals his damage twice. He deals the mana burn, right? Which basically is Medusa's HP. Medusa without mana just isn't very scary. But you deal the mana burn. And mana burn deals damage, which then continues to deal burn through more mana, right? So you deal the damage twice. Similar thing true for Necrobooks. The mana burn is dealt twice. And it's just really difficult for Medusa to go up against that. Now, she's currently working on the Manta stuff, which will most certainly help, but... it's a little bit tricky for EG, honestly, because now Cloud9, I feel, is pushing ahead, right? Like, they are looking really tasty. Yeah, that last fight was very good. And I think they are about to peak. And this concept of peaking is something I don't really hear of that much, right? People don't really talk about it that often. But in a game of Dota, right, both teams are gonna peak eventually, right? So Cloud9 right here, they peak earlier than EG. Now at their peak power, they're gonna be overpowering EG, obviously, right? Because they are stronger. Now, the thing is that this peak sometimes can be completely irrelevant to like how much money or how much power EG has, right? As long as they are ludicrously far ahead, even if the even if the Tiny doesn't have that much money, just because of the way their team is structured, they are peaking, they can just go ahead and finish the game anyway. And I think Cloud9 is about to peak, and I think they're looking to use that. Because again, late game, they don't win. They just don't. Tiny gets out-carried by Deuce. Now, double damage currently on a Tiny. He's just free-shotting the tower, which is stupid. Got himself in a Soul Cuirass, so he's going down that route. And relocate to the top. They just take a kill on Sumail, apparently. And I'm now gonna chase down this tower. Chase down this tower, yeah, exactly. I guess it kind of makes sense, just a little bit. God, that is stupid. Holy shit. It just vanishes into the ground. The double damage on Tiny. Definitely the most powerful rune you can have. I mean, this is just ridiculous. And, well, to the bottom they go. And down it goes. This is just ridiculous. They just took down 2 tier 3s in a blink of an eye. That's what a double damage does for you. And this Tiny is looking super tasty, right? He's looking super fresh. Going all about this. Yeah. He's ready to drop his mixtape because, God, like, he's from the hood and he ain't afraid of anything. Whew. This gonna be a problem. And I don't know if EG has a good way of dealing with him. Because one of the big issues with Tiny actually is that he's also very tanky usually. Right? He's just not easy to kill. So you've got this hard-hitting, splashing, right-click carry that is also incredibly difficult to take down. And that's just, ugh. And he's got an IO linked up to him, which makes it even worse. Talking about the IO, I wonder what Note is actually going for. I mean, he has to get some items eventually. But, we're gonna see about that. Can really be anything. I mean, IO is one of those heroes where you just get whatever the hell you can afford. Meantime, Misery got himself a gem. He got himself a 4-staff, which is really neat. Lena, Bling Dagger. She's just doing... Actually, what am I saying? Apparently, he was hiding in Aghanims for no reason. So he's actually doing pretty well as well. And, of course, the Beastmaster. He now got himself TP boots, a Bling Dagger. So this guy's also looking very scary. So, as I already mentioned, right, this concept of peaking. But right now, Lena, if she hits level 16, she's not gonna get much stronger than that. Right? Beastmaster, once he hits level 16, not gonna get much stronger than that. Just not. Bane? Yeah, I guess he could get an Agonist, but as the support, that's pretty much as powerful as he will get. And the Tiny, he's got himself a BKB. He's ready to rock and roll. Honestly, he won't get much stronger than this. Alright? So I really want to see Cloud9 make use of the advantage right now. I just push it. Just go ahead and see if they can actually just finish the game. Now, they're gonna go run in and try to take down Roshan. I don't know if EG knows. Like, they're starting to walk towards it. But I don't see a missile yet. I don't think they do. I don't think they do know. There we go with the missile, but it's too late. Wait. Did the Tiny drop something? Did he drop the drums? He dropped the drums, he wanted it, and then No-Tail picks it up. Motherfucker. Now that was obviously a misclick. Now, it's not actually that bad, right? Putting that on the IO, not that bad, because IO is really important right here. But I still think that the Tiny dropping the drums and getting it himself would be more valuable. But, No-Tail doesn't agree, apparently. Now, look, I'm 99% that was a misclick. It could just be him saying, no, man, you're farmed, let me have it, right? But it's unlikely. That was definitely a misclick. So that's actually quite unfortunate. Now, Aegis is still an Aegis, right? They're still going to be able to make use of this. And it's still scary for EG. Now, Medusa needs this Manta Style. Manta Style is very powerful on Medusa because your illusions get the split shot, so that's when you really start putting out just tons of AoE damage. Actually very similar to what a Tiny would do, right? Also gives her some solid stats, which is what you're looking for in Medusa, right? You just want to have stats as much as possible. I don't know what she's gonna go for afterwards, though. Like, a lot of choices to be made. It could just be a Divine Rapier. I wouldn't even be too surprised by that. Now Note, gonna relocate himself to the top without the Tiny. Also, he's got himself a Blink Dagger. I don't know what he's doing here. Fear. Did he just steal the boar? No, he didn't. What is this all about? I'm so confused. Oh man. Sophia's all out of mana. He's not gonna die to the Solar Beastmaster though. Right, that's just not gonna happen. Meantime, Tiny is just running in. You know, he wants to get these barracks. And it's actually pretty important that Fear is currently out of commission, because they can't really fight this back. And down go the barracks. Actually, Glyph used. They're looking to defend it, but... You know, Fear is still healing. He can't go before he's fully healed. But it seems that Cloud9 doesn't want to commit, which I actually think might be a bit of a mistake, right? Like, they could just go for this. What the fuck? No, I'm so convinced right now that Cloud9 is just fucking around and it's gonna cost them. Now, Tiny is still 9 grand ahead of the Medusa, who is the second most farmed here on the game, right? But still, these guys, like, you gotta chill, man. You gotta chill. You're being a little silly right now. Holy shit, Tiny's so far ahead. It's ludicrous. Like, this difference right here is all Tiny. It's all Tiny, right? Like, if you put Tiny's net worth down to Medusa's, it's an even game. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. So this guy is just super fucking scary. I kind of want him to maybe grab, you know, some crits or something next. I'm not a big fan of the Manta style this game. I'm really just not. There's so much AoE. It just makes it difficult for the illusions to really get anything done. Actually, top lane, Universe, going for Misery. Not gonna be able to finish up the kill, and now he's dropping down. Actually, gets blasted in the face. Tiny going for the Enigma, tosses him back, kills him dead. Note has to relocate, stops it, and that's a double kill for the Tiny. And he is looking so tasty. He is gonna go ahead and just take down another tower. I mean, the Link is ready. The power is available. And he ain't afraid of no ghosts. Actually, he wants to get the barracks first. And one of the... Actually, backdoor protection is not active. That's interesting. But down go both the bottom barracks. They're gonna rotate to the mid, to the top. Oh, they're gonna rotate on Fear! He's stunned up, uses his ultimate. Actually standing his ground, he's ready to fight. He wants this. Down goes the Io. But he's got the edges. So, you know, I guess that kind of paid off. A Link again. And his tower is dropping, and it's dropping fast. Down it goes. Cloud9 is gonna be content with that. Retreat for the time being. Universe misses his hookshot. A little bit unfortunate on that one. And this is looking really difficult for EG. Actually, the ranged barracks at the top is almost dead. 15 HP. You know, I wouldn't even mind it if, like, the IO relocated in on that and just killed it and then got out. You know, even if he died, whatever. Right, just get the barracks. It's actually definitely worth an IO death. I don't see an issue with that whatsoever. Tiny, he's got 6 grand saved up. Divine Rapier incoming. Nah, it's gonna be crits. Right? Or maybe nothing. Actually, what did he just buy? Yeah, it's crit. It's a Daedalus. So, that's of course... He didn't buy it, though. You do realize you didn't buy the... What is up with these people? Like, they're playing like fucking scrubs. I mean, yeah, I guess that you can choke. But, seriously? Look, you can't even blame this one on ping, right? Like, yeah, okay, so the server's having some issues, which I suppose is unfortunate, but... you still forgot to buy your item. Like, seriously, how does that even happen? Now he's just gonna go get it. Or maybe he doesn't. Or maybe he's just gonna kill the ancients first and then go get it. There we go, he's got his Daedalus. I don't understand. Oh well, I guess. Queen of Pain now working on a BKB. Obviously the right choice, right? Got an Aghanim's on the Clockwork. Got a BKB Blink on our Enigma. And Fear, of course, got his Manta style done. I wonder what he's working on next. I would actually not be too surprised if we were to see a Divine Rapier. It just doesn't seem like a bad idea right here, honestly. Like, go for the big Divine Rapier. You need to get something to make this happen. Tiny's 10 grand ahead of you. 10,000 gold ahead. That's like 2/3 of your net worth. Well, down goes the top barracks. Backdoor protection is active this time around, but Tiny doesn't care. Why would he? He is Tiny. Oh. Ooh, last second blink. Queen of Pain gonna be fine. But I wonder if their team will be. Down goes the creep wave. And Cloud9, they're looking to finish. I mean, Tiny is done with items. Like, the concept of items is just, you know, he has finished it. Like, he has beaten the video game. He got himself a Vladimir's, which is actually insanely good right here. Right, look at this. Look at how much damage Tiny deals right now. 411. Let's see him once the Vladimir's comes around. Okay, it's 414 now. 400. That's like another 50 damage. It's another 50 damage. 46 damage, actually. That's insanely powerful. Vladimir's is really valuable. And of course, it also gives him lifesteal. And I suppose a little bit of armor isn't too bad of an idea. What are you guys doing? What is up with teams just chilling up there? You need to stop. Why don't I ever see this shit, this kind of shit, like in other shoutcasts? Like, I watch competitive Dota as well, and nobody ever points out the fuckery these teams make of the game. I mean, seriously. These guys troll more than Team Faku does. I don't get it. Oh well, Queen of Pain got her BKB now. Misery has a 4-staff, and you know, Fata now working on his refresher. Quick side note on the refresher, you can't actually refresh the Necromonicons. Like, you can't have 2 sets of those active at the same time. But if one of your, like, if you activate it, right, and then your minions run around, you refresh, and then the minions die, you can resummon them immediately. So, you know, I guess that's kind of neat. Anyways, we got Blink Dagger, 4-staff, Aghanim's, and soon to be Yules, I assume. Actually, Sheepstick. Wow, Bone 7 is quite farmed. Yeah, he's got a Sheepstick now. That's actually really good. That's scary. I'm very surprised by that because he had an awful early game. Actually gonna run into Sumail. Doesn't go for it. He's afraid. Meantime, the courier goes down. Actually finds Sumail and oh! Down he goes. For a courier kill. It's probably not worth it. I mean, I would argue that there's a slight chance that that is not worth it. Does he have buyback? No, no, no. How could he? How could he? Fear. Oh, he does actually have a Demon Edge. That's probably gonna end up being a Divine Rapier. Which I think is the right item because they need something big here. Like, if it's not, look, what EG needs, right? If this game continues like this, they're gonna lose. That's just how it's gonna be. Because Tiny will kill your buildings, and once they are mega creeps, it's just done. So, really, if Fear dies during those fights, right? And let's say he saves for buyback, right? He dies, saves for buyback, comes back into it. He's probably just gonna die again, right? What is he gonna do? Because he will probably die last. Let's say he gets a good fight. Alright. Let's say they get a good fight. And Fear has money for buyback. Oh shit, he doesn't deal enough damage. And they're not gonna be able to actually win the fight either. Let's say he has a Divine Rapier. Let's say he gets that. Oh, now we're talking. Oh, that's gonna be... Yeah. That's the plan. Because then they get a good fight and he has a Divine Rapier, actually deals the damage they need. And then they got a shot at winning this. Of course, the edges on the Tiny will make this infinitely more difficult. He currently has 6,000 gold saved up, so... Frankly, I don't know what he's saving up for. That's just being a little silly. But... Well, you know. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see how the next fight goes down. Now, one of the issues actually Tiny has as a right-click carry is that he has to carry an Aghanim's, right? The Aghanim's is really what enables him. But it also takes away one of his item spots with an item that frankly isn't that great. Right? Like, Aghanim's just isn't an amazing item. Like, if you just take a look at the stats, it's just not... Like, it's okay, it's not terrible, but it's just not great. You would much rather have, like, Butterfly or Manta Style or something like that, but he just can't do it because he needs that one spot for the Aghanims. So that's actually an issue with Tiny as a carry, right? He only has 5 item slots. Which makes it a bit more difficult. And as you can see, he's running around with so much money that he just can't use. Like, his current net worth, right, is 27,000. It's not actually true. Because he's carrying around 7 grand. Like, he can't throw money at the Dooza. That doesn't work. And Dooza, boom, she got it. Ah, this is looking great. Oh, this is just so tasty. And they're hiding it. Oh, I love that. I love everything about this. Alina, Bone 7, he's hiding. And gets stunned up. Hexed immediately. Oh, the Dooza hits so hard though. Divine Rapier doesn't get the last attack she needs. Meantime, up here, we got Fata jumping in on Universe. Gets the kill. Actually, Universe, the other way around. I don't know, whatever. Fear going up against the Tiny. Doesn't get the stone, but he's still dropping. No-Tail goes down. You always need to kill No-Tail first. And the Tiny, he's dropping. I would argue that Tiny actually might... Yeah, Tiny's definitely dead. Black Hole used. Doesn't really do anything. And Fear, he's just gonna try to TP out. Gets away just fine. And so far, actually, the only one that died for EG is PPD. But the Enigma also goes down. Tiny, he just wants these buildings, right? He just wants the barracks. He doesn't care about anything else. And he's going in. He's ready. He's got his Blink Dagger back. Oh, gets trapped up. But that's not enough to keep him away from the buildings. He's got a long range. And still alive. Still alive. He's still going strong. Dooza. She can't do it. But yes, she can. This time around, she will get the kill. Now, Tiny, of course, got buyback 10 times over. Wait, what happened to all of his money? Did he just buy a new Blink Dagger? Wait, seriously, what happened to all of his money? He just had 7 grand. Now he's got nothing. He didn't lose like 5,000 gold in that fight. Interesting. Mask of Madness on the Dooza. I don't like that. I don't. I think she should just get a Butterfly. I know it's far more expensive, but you know, you gotta go big here. Right? And the Mask of Madness, I think, is a half measure. Like, yeah, okay, it's gonna give you attack speed, right? And lifesteal isn't too bad, and you do hit really hard now. Right? Don't get me wrong. I still think it's a half measure. And the Butterfly, right, it would give you attack speed, it would give you evasion, which is really nice. Not too happy about that. But, you know, EG, they are still in it. They got 2 barracks left, and they kind of maybe won that last fight. I'm not quite sure. But they're actually looking to push now. Maybe that's why the Mask of Madness. They don't want to wait. Tiny's still dead. That's probably not gonna work, though. Yeah, it's just so difficult to go for anything right here, right? Like, if you screw up, it's just game over. If Fear dies now, it's just over, right? Like, you lose the game. Which is another reason why I don't like the Mask of Madness, right? Now, Not happy about that. I think that the Divine Rapier was a great choice, but the Mask of Madness, I just don't like it. I'm sorry. Beastmaster, he's about to get himself a refresher, right? Like, if he roars you twice, holy shit. If you have the Mask of Madness active, whoo, you're done, boy. Like, you're out of the game. So, yeah. It's just, I've got a few issues with that item, but hey, we're gonna see about how it plays out, right? Like, they're still hoping for the big black hole, right? If they get that, they get the big black hole, and Fear gets to run in and just pound into Cloud9, then that's gonna be a fantastic item because it gives you super high DPS, right? I don't think there's any item that is more cost efficient if it comes to pure damage. So, oh, I guess attack speed. Yeah, well, you know, I guess damage per second really was actually the right term to use. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Of course, another cool aspect is that it's lifesteal as well. Though I personally have to admit, I'm not the biggest fan of lifesteal on Medusa because it doesn't refresh your mana, right? And without mana, Medusa just isn't that difficult to kill. So that's gonna be tricky. There we go with the refresher. I think we're gonna see a refresher on Bone 7 too. Double Laguna Blade. Ah, that's kind of great. He didn't actually max out the Fiery Soul. Huh. That's interesting. Tiny got himself a butterfly. Instead of boots. Huh. I like that. That's interesting. Well, you can activate it for movement speed, right? You got the IO linked up to, and they're just going for it. Hey, they just want those barracks BKB used. Roar on the Enigma, and down he goes. Does he have buyback? No. No, it doesn't. 3 heroes down, that's game. That's it. Just like that. Fear, he's still sitting in the middle of it, but that doesn't matter. Down he goes. There goes the Divine. It's on the ground. And actually, Sumail picks it up and gives it back to Fear after the buyback. Well, yeah, but that's Mega Creeps. Cloud9 is not winning against that. EG is not winning against that. Oh, well, that's interesting. I'm not quite sure what they're gonna do about it. Now, at the very least, they didn't lose the Divine, right? That's why I said that as soon as Fear dies, it's game over because then they're gonna lose the Divine. But frankly, Fear died, and they just, you know, they lost all of their barracks. And biggest issue was actually just, you know, Enigma getting murdered, PPD dropping to the ground before he gets to do anything. Oh, look at that. May the demon shadows bless you. That's actually a fancy looking Shadow Fiend. Oh, I like that. But yeah, you know, I don't see anything EG can do here.
What's with all the scribbling?
This just seems like Cloud9 is waiting to finish. Maybe they want to get another Roshan. Yeah, it seems that's what it is. I don't even know what for. I guess he will drop the Blink Dagger again. Did he drop the Blink Dagger again? What's on the ground? Yeah. Gonna grab himself the Aegis. Actually, the cheese. Huh, that's interesting. Fata gonna be the one to take the Aegis. A little weird, I suppose, but you know, whatever. That's not an issue. No boots. Well, he isn't even that slow without boots, right? And if he activates them, oh, look at that! Now he's moving quickly, but that's just interesting to see him running around without boots late game. Of course, he's got the IO link, right? So I guess that kind of makes up for it a little bit. I don't even know what he's farming for. Honestly, this guy is just what is there? What do you want? Really, you've got 8 grand in the bank. It just seems to be spawning money, honestly. Sonic Wave used. I suppose he does have it Agonus, but if Cloud9 goes in right now, well, he still doesn't have it ready. Fear. Yeah, he's just sitting there with his Mask of Madness, feeling pretty cool about it. But honestly, I think Cloud9 is about to finish it. Like, all they need to do is hammer the nail into the coffin. Like, that's really all there's left for them. God, Tiny. That guy hurts so bad. Meantime, Roar. And Fear might actually be dead already. They're gonna play it, down he goes, doesn't have buyback. That's it. Yeah. There's just nothing they can do. Buyback from Io. And there we go with the GG calls. You know, at this point, why even bother? Just let him finish. And boom. Well, that was actually a pretty cool game, I guess. With pretty awful commentary. God, that was terrible today, but oh well. Hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. If you did, don't forget to leave a rating. I would definitely appreciate it. And let's go ahead and just look at Tiny's GPM for good measure. 750. That's pretty okay, I would say. That's crazy, actually. Oh well. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.